Hey everybody, it's Jason with Parallel Reality coming back with you today with an article from June 25th. Sorry, I had to swallow there. As victims of the October 7th attack are suing UNRWA and skimming aid meant for Gaza and diverting it to Hamas. I was kind of wondering when we were going to see something like this, but hopefully they can sue this organization, United Nations, something or other. I don't remember. I'm sure the article will go into it. But let's put them out of business, or this should have a D in front of it, so it says defund UNRWA. Defund anything that has to do with the United Nations, including the United Nations itself. So here's what that definition is of the UNRWA. It says the United Nations Relief and Works Agency has been mired in controversy almost since its inception in 1949. It was originally organized to aid the Palestinians displaced by the Israeli War for Independence. However, the UNRWA lost its independence decades ago and became a useful tool for Palestinian terrorists. Today, UNRWA services Hamas and other Islamic terrorists on the West Bank, killing Israeli civilians and preventing ordinary Palestinians from getting the aid they need. The UNRWA's hands are bloody, but their top-level leadership is immune from prosecution or legal responsibility. They're not really, but it seems like they are. So I think we know how that works in the United States when it seems like people who are doing the bad things never get in trouble. It says now that is being challenged by about 100 Israeli citizens who are victims of Hamas attacks, including the assault on October 7th that killed 1,200 people. A suit has been filed in federal district court in Manhattan claiming that up to $1 billion of UNRWA aid money has been siphoned off by Hamas and used in its attack on Israelis, including October 7th. This is no surprise to the Israeli government, but other nations who play the fool and pretend they don't know what happens to the cash they donate to UNRWA will now be exposed in court, if the case gets that far. So the New York Times, always a bastion of truth, I kid, but they say the UNRWA has been sued several times since the attacks, in some cases claiming that the agency has abetted Hamas and others attempting to cut off UNRWA's funding. The case filed on Monday goes further, describing how the plaintiffs believe agency money ended up in the hands of Hamas and how the terrorists used its resources in the attack on Israel. The suit says that in Gaza, unlike other places the agency operates, the UNRWA pays its 13,000 local employees in U.S. dollars that must be changed into shekels, the Israeli currency that is used in Gaza, by Hamas-affiliated money changers who take a cut for the organization. The civil suit faces many hurdles, particularly the question of whether a treaty affords the UN officials immunity. But if the case proceeds, it could allow other victims of Hamas attacks to seek damages from the UN. Even if it fails, the suit could pressure nations donating money to the UNRWA to reassess their support. As Hamas did not carry out these atrocities without assistance, the complaint says. It was aided and abetted by top-level UNRWA officials who financed Hamas's terror infrastructure for over a decade, knew that they were providing Hamas with the U.S. dollars and cash that it needed to pay smugglers for weapons, explosives, and other terror materiel. As a spokesman or spokeswoman for UNRWA smugly reminded reporters who asked about the suit, the United Nations, including UNRWA, enjoys immunity from legal process, as do United Nations officials, including those serving with UNRWA. So they're just going to ride that line the whole time and say, we can't be charged. Ha ha. But only the officials serving at the highest level are immune from legal processes. As the defendants named in the suit are Felipe Lazzarini, Commissioner General of UNRWA, Pierre Krahenbuhl, the agency's former head, who is now at the International Red Cross, Lenny Stenseth, Sandra Mitchell, and Margot Ellis, who are former Deputy Commissioners General, Greta Gunnarsdottir, Director of the agency's office in New York, and Filippo Grandi, the UN High Commissioner for Refugees. It's a legal tangle that will be litigated for years, but at the very least, it might give pause to other Western donor countries who might not appreciate the money they gave to an aid organization going to pay for operations that murder women, children, and infants. Well, I hope this lawsuit does succeed, as it should. And why are those folks immune from prosecution? Like, is there a reason for that? Like, if they do something wrong, it's just diplomatic immunity? Haha, sorry, F you. Does anybody know about that? Because I'm really curious. Let me know in the comments below. Like, share, subscribe, and I will talk to you soon.